What's up? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, and I'm very pumped about my next guest from the Jason Ellis Show on SiriusXM Radio. The one and only Jason Ellis is on Hoppe Hour. What's up, dude?
How you doing, mate?
I'm doing good, dude. I've been a big fan of your show for 7 years now, and what I like about your show, dude, is it seems like you've grown up over the years. Like you're a different person than you were in 2012.
Yeah, I'll say. I'm trying, man. I mean, a lot of trial and error, so growing up a little bit, I guess.
Do you think that comes with just growing up and becoming older, or do you think things happen in life that change you?
I mean, it helps if you lived your life like a child. It's pretty easy to grow up if you've been living like a 5-year-old. So, I don't know, responsibilities, making mistakes, having kids, things like that. Those are the ones you learn from, I feel. You know, that's the things that make you grow up.
So, over the years, what I like about you is that you've been a very open book and you've just been a guy that doesn't care what people think. Did that come with just pretending that you didn't care, or over the years, have you really not given a fuck?
I mean, that's not a yes or no answer. I mean, on a lot of things, I mean, I guess I do give a fuck. You know, I mean, when you say you don't give a fuck, you kind of do. You kind of do. So
yeah.
I think I say things that, believe it or not, I feel like they help a couple of people every now and then. And if I have to go under the bus, it's really no big deal. I don't feel like I do give a fuck, but I don't give that much of a fuck because if everyone's going to not like me for me to tell the truth, I guess I don't give a fuck that much. I'm not going to say that it doesn't affect me. It would hurt me to know that everyone hates. Because when people do disagree with a lot of shit that I say, and that's fair enough. And it hurts me. But I'm not enough to lie. I just don't give a fuck.
Over the years, have you sort of tamed down what you say on your show because of fake outrage? Are you ever nervous that people might take what you say out of context?
No, not at all. I don't answer that. I mean, I guess I'd answer that shit if I was potentially that kind of a person. Like, I'm not really looking to offend anybody. I never really did.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a clown, then I'll clown you out, but it's not like I really hate you or anything. It's nothing personal.
Do you ever have it where incident happens in your life, an incident happens, and then you just can't wait to say it on the air? Like, you just know it's going to be radio gold?
Yeah, all the time.
Isn't that the best, where you just know that you just got about 40 minutes of content for your show? Like, you just know it's going to be gold for Mike and everybody? Yeah, those ones where you know for sure, because sometimes it's accidents. Things happen and you didn't think it was going to be a good story, and it is a good story. But these days, it's a little different. Sometimes things happen. I don't know, I got famous friends. I seem to have really bummed out a lot of them. I'm pretty bad at being a friend because I'll tell a lot of stuff that happens to me. And if you're around, then you get in the story. And then I've had people like reach out to me after the fact and say, "Hey, man, it's pretty fucked up that you mentioned I was there." And I'm like, "Wait, what? Fuck. I didn't know that." So I have silenced myself on stuff like that because I don't want to make people angry. But yeah, if something really crazy happens and I know that it's not going to bum anybody out that was there, then yes, I'm very excited about telling that story. Who is one famous person in your life where when you were hanging out with them in that moment, it just didn't seem like real life?
I mean, that happened to me when I was a kid, man, skateboarding. Lance Mountain was in the back of a car. I was in the back for like an hour and a half to this fucking skateboard contest, and he asked me a couple of questions, and I was like, that's crazy that he's talking to me. That felt surreal. You know, maybe walking in on the Howard Stern show the first time, he seemed pretty weird. It was a surreal moment. Don't know about people being... You know, when you get older, godlike characters fade, to me anyway. Tony Hawk, people like that. When I was a little kid, when I was 16, 17, them walking around near me, holy shit, that's the freakiest stuff ever. But when you get older, it's people are people.
What I like about your show, man, is you do a good job of bringing in different people. Like, you listen to some radio shows and everybody sounds the same and they talk the same. But what I love is you just bring in like Mike Catherwood, and then you have your team, and you'll bring in Jim Florentine. I think you do a really good job of bringing in different type of people.
Thanks, man. I try. We don't get pitched as many as TV shows and stuff, so it's not like you get to pick as many people as you would like. Like, I can't just have everybody I want, but we do all right.
How much prep do you bring to the show? Do you guys have like a pre-show meeting, or is it just kind of on the fly?
I think we have a meeting like once every couple of weeks before the show about bits and ideas and stuff for the show. And then I know that Tully and Andrew and Kevin probably prep a bunch of stuff, but I don't. I mean, if I think of something that happened in my day, I'll write it down, or if I know that I have to talk about one certain thing, I'll write it down, but I just try to not think about anything at all before the show, and then things just fly in there.
What was the biggest change for your show, if any, when you guys went from faction to faction talk? Was there any big change that you noticed?
Lots of things, I think. I mean, the biggest thing for me probably was when the studio started to get busy and they were really pushing to get all my stuff out of my studio.
Yeah. That
was given to me when we moved there. Wasn't my fucking idea, and then they took it away from me. And in the end, there was like a bunch of people that tried, and I told them to go fuck themselves at one point, and then I was like, man, I'm just super hard to deal with. It was kind of when I realized that maybe lay off the whole king shit thing, and then I kind of gave up on it. Well, I was just really analyzing what was making me happy in my life and what was making me unhappy, and it seemed like competing in radio never made me happy, because there's no finish line, there's no knockout, it's just bullshit. It's all bullshit. You can say one thing, another person can say another, and it can all be true and it can all be a lie. It's all bullshit. Why even care? So I just do my job and try to make it as good as I can, try to make the people that listen to it happy. And when it comes to all the other radio people and all the business and all the channels, and I just don't care, man. I really have trained myself and been in therapy, and I just don't give a fuck. I hope I don't lose my job. I hope I'll make more money next year. But I really don't think that it's possible for me to just disappear. I believe that I'm a pretty solid fucking show, so I'm just happy to be here, I think someone told me a long time ago that, just if you're in the NBA and you're sitting on the bench going, man, I'm not Michael Jordan, you're in the NBA. Like, what are you fucking so pissed about? So that's how I see it most of the time when I'm in my straight mind. I just feel like I'm just happy to be here, man. More power to everybody. That definitely, that faction move, I think that kind of helped me, really, because in the end I was like, just always trying to be on top of everything, always trying to make sure nobody gets the better of me or fucking the upper hand, or am I winning? How much bigger are we than everybody? I'm like, I just do not care. Are we sucking? No? Okay, then good. That's all I care about.
Was there any part of you back in the day that liked doing the radio wars, or was it just sort of very draining?
I mean, a part of me wants to fight. I'm a fighter,
yeah,
and I'm a competitor. So winning is everything. But when you realize that, like I said, it's not. You can't actually prove you're better. So it's a fantasy. All you can prove in radio is that you're good enough to be paid. Everyone else's preference. Like, you can't say that. There's Opie and Anthony fans that will swear that they're better than Howard Stern, and they're right, because they're Opie and Anthony fans. It's like, whatever you're into, then you're right. So
why would I give a fuck for 2 seconds what anybody else thinks about it anymore? Did you make it? You made it, man. Nobody can argue that. No one can actually, legitimately argue that Jason Ellis is not good enough to be talking on the radio for a living. So it's over.
Do you listen to your...
Anybody, or become a racist, they'll be fine.
Well, yeah, I mean, that whole thing was weird. When that happened with Anthony 5 years ago, was there a part of the shows there where they felt like they couldn't be as edgy because if Anthony gets let go, anybody can get let go?
No, not at all. Man, when did I ever tweet that I hate black people? What the fuck? There's such a difference. It's insane. You know what I mean? I make jokes on the radio about people, but I'm not, you know what I mean? It'd be different if I was hiding something, man.
Yeah.
I guess, you know what I mean? I don't think it's a good move that I outed myself as being openly bi, but it's not, it's not evil. You know, most people can say that believe that I'm not a racist. So if I was a racist, I'd probably hide it because I'm not a fucking moron. Why would you tweet that? You just, people got their demons, though. I get it. He's probably drunk, and I don't know what his deal is, but I hope he cheers up. That's all.
Dude, I find it weird, whenever I'll go on Reddit for a few minutes and there'll be a rude comment about you, it'll be like, Jason Ellis is bi, and I'm like, that's not an insult, though.
Oh, depends where you're hanging out. But whatever. I like that. People should know, because if you're 18 and you're thinking about killing yourself because you're bi, well, I'm bi. I'm sweet. So don't kill yourself. It's not so bad.
I think that's the good part about the year we live in, is that people aren't as rude about people being bi or gay or trans. I feel like people are becoming more cool.
Just hide it.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, yeah. There's the general consensus is you can't say. It's man, women should be treated equal, but there's a lot of people that don't think that and act that way. So it's moving towards a better future, but certain people think a certain thing, and that's the way they're going to be, and their parents are going to teach them the same thing. It's not over, not by a long shot.
Do you think?
That's why I'll keep talking about it.
Do you think you would have used dating apps if they were out when you were, let's say, 25?
Hell yeah, constantly.
Have you ever used them now?
Yeah. I used to have a Grindr account for the longest time because it was just the most hilarious, awesome thing. Everybody loves me on there. I just felt like a fucking princess. Everybody wants to go out me and blow me, and I would just laugh all day. Look at this guy. He'll do this. He'll do anything. And then, too many people... I'd be on it too much, so I got off that, and then I'm on Tinder. I just look at it it's like my 25th favorite app. If I'm really bored and I'm in an airport, I'll go in there and be like, hey, what's up? And I never hook up. I'm just a cock tease.
Do you ever just kind of swipe it when you're bored, like you're watching TV and you're like, oh, let's see what's on Tinder?
Yeah, that's exactly how I do it.
I do it where I don't even know I'm doing it. I'm looking down and I'm like, Jesus, I've just been swiping for 2 minutes. It becomes so automatic that it doesn't feel healthy.
I have done it when I've been on tour before in hotel rooms to get girls to come over to hotels in weird states and stuff because it works on that. So that's the one thing I have done.
You know what I like about you too is a lot of times a lot of radio shows, when they interview girls in porn, they kind of demean them and just make fun of them to their face. But what I've liked about your show over the years is you've just been a guy that's not made fun of them when they're on your show, and you treat them like a human being.
Well, a lot of them are my friends, so that'd be weird.
Yeah.
I really kind of think it's a double standard. I have a lot of double standards myself, but when it comes to porn, guys are cool with jerking off to it, but they want to act like they're not cool around their girlfriends or something, and it's a bad job. To be naked is bad. To have sex on camera is bad, and to have sex for money is bad. I'm like, if you're doing that because you take the money and you want to spend it on your life, not because you have a fucking mean cocaine addiction or something, then I'm for it. And I don't, and if once again, I don't really want porn stars on the show. They're kind of boring. I really don't care about how many cocks you love to suck, because I know you're lying. You don't really love to suck that many cocks. Nobody does. So I just like to people to know that they're just humans too, and people shouldn't be so, because it's the biggest double standard ever. Everyone's like, porn chicks, that's cool, but you're in a certain room with a certain group of people, and all of a sudden you'd be like, oh, fuck that, that's so disgusting. And it's bullshit, because chicks like that, I know I've got tons of friends that are in that game that make less money, get interrogated, talked down to so badly by men on social media. It just shows me how fucking gross everybody is.
So when I talk to girls, I begin with, what's up, how are you? And it works for me. And I've asked girls, why did you match with me on social media? And they go, because you were nice to me. I go, what do you mean? And they go, you don't know how many people just send pictures of their cocks. And I'm like, that's just weird, and it makes all men look bad that dudes think it's cool to just begin a Tinder match by just sending their dick.
Yeah, that only works on Grindr.
Is that just like the opening message is just like a dong shot?
Dudes are the worst on there. Like, I used to, on my Grindr account, I used to say, I don't respond well to sup or sick tats, because in dick photos and sup. And I'm like, sup. Like, I'm like, fuck off with your sup.
You know how on Tinder, there's the girls that'll send like let's say a snap for $4 and they'll send you one of their vagina for $10. Is that on Grindr?
No, I did not know about that.
There's girls that have Snapchat accounts and they'll have guys pay $4 to get a picture of their boobs. I don't know who's doing it, but girls make money off of that. Is that on Grindr at all, where guys are like...
No.
Yeah.
No, nobody... It's cheap, man. It's on Grindr.
So, what I want to ask you... it's all good. Jason, where do you want to see your show in 5 years?
Well, I would like to see the show where it is, stable, maybe a better channel lineup, but like I said, I really don't care about that either, because it's the whole thing. There's hundreds of channels, so if you don't like what's on, you can change the channel. Really, when it comes to the show, I'd like it to keep going. Maybe if it got a little bigger, that'd be great, but I'd really prefer my podcast to grow into a big, giant, solid thing with the one that I'm doing with Mike Catherwood, because then I have complete faith. Oh, and my wife as well, I just realized.
Would you ever do like a sort of like late night talk show, like not on like CBS, but ever do like an internet show where it'd be like a sit down interview?
Yeah, I'm open to all that stuff. I'm doing a show with the Hoonigans pretty soon, so yeah, I'm always open to getting on TV, man. I've always thought about that. Or you know, I don't care, just on the screen. I feel like we're better than that. Like we're bigger than just being on the radio.
What's the best part about all the guys that you work with on your show? What do they bring the best out of with you?
Fart jokes. I mean, laughing for a living is pretty cool, man. When I get to laugh out loud, I get paid for it. It's pretty cool.
How big have the fans been over the years? How much support have they given you?
I don't know anymore. I mean, they got tattoos of all my stuff, and I think my face is on a couple of people. People name babies after me. It doesn't need to get any bigger. It might need to calm down a little bit, quite frankly.
Does it creep you out when people do that?
No, I'm very, very amusing. I get it. And if you've been in my presence, I'm very, very powerful.
I bet, man. You do have this very, like, hard-ass vibe. You have, like, a hard-ass vibe where you know you're the best in the room, but you're humble. It's very weird.
Get the fuck out of here. That's so awesome. Yeah, everybody says that about me.
But I feel like the Jason in real life is much more laid back than the Jason on air.
I mean, my wife's here right now. I'm laid back.
Catatonic.
Right.
Well,
I'm
dude,
a lot of people. Depends on the day.
Well, dude, I'll let you get to it with your wife. Thank you for being on the show. It's been a lot of fun, Jason.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you, dude.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.